Yo, what's going on, guys? It's the Alchemist, and this is my first game of MLB 2k12 My Player Series. And I have a player who is a first baseman. His name is Mike Stanton, which if any of you guys follow baseball, you should recognize the name, but I'll explain that in a minute. And I finally just got called up to the majors, and it's actually in here, it's the 2013 season, because it's sort of a pain in the ass to get called up from the minors if you're not really good in the beginning. So I played a whole bunch of minor league games in order to figure it all out, but whatever, at least I'm called up, and this is the first series I'm playing versus the Mets, and it's just the highlights. Mainly the game is sped up because it only shows you the parts that your player takes part in. So if it's any defensive fielding, or if you're up to bat, such as right now I'm fielding. But that's besides the point. This is a video that I'm going to try to do similar to my NBA video that I put up, which was pretty much NBA talk over some gameplay that I had. And I just want to talk a little bit about baseball because that's personally my favorite sport. So hopefully some of you guys enjoy baseball or basketball, whichever, because I'm going to try to keep on doing both of them. I set this player to be in the Marlins minor leagues because as I'm from Miami, they're my favorite National League team, and I've always followed them and gone to their games. So I wanted him to be in their organization. And I actually was able to go to opening day, which was last Wednesday, April 4th, down in Miami to see the brand new stadium that just opened. And it actually looks exactly as you can see on the screen right now. We have a really nice retractable roof. We have retractable windows in the outfield. It's pretty ridiculous. It's awesome. It's something that the Marlins have been waiting for since 1993 when they originally got expanded. But we've been renting Sun Life Stadium from the Dolphins for baseball season all these years, and it's never really worked for us because it's a football stadium, not a baseball park. So now they're finally going to have something that's good for them. But I was saying that the Marlins are my favorite National League team, but my favorite American League team and my overall favorite team ever is the Yankees. I've always grown up watching the Yankees, and actually right now I have my iPad set up right next to my computer and I'm watching the Yankees game because they're in the bottom of the 11th, and I want to know what happens, and I don't want to have to wait because I was watching the game beforehand, but I also wanted to do this commentary. So I have it on mute on the side just to see if anything goes down. But as I was saying before about my player's name, I chose the name Mike Stanton because the Marlins actually have an outfielder whose name Mike Stanton, but like last month, right before the season started, he actually came out and told everyone that his real name isn't actually Mike Stanton. He's just been playing under that identity for the last couple of years, and his actual name is Giancarlo Cruz, and he changed his name like officially with the league. So I figured it was going to be in the game, but I guess it was just too late even with updated rosters. But it turns out that he only changed his first name and not his last name. So right now he's playing as Giancarlo Stanton. So probably what I'm going to do is next time I play, I'm just going to change my name to Mike Cruz. So it could be like a little joke because I'll have half a real name, half a fake name, even though it's a fake player. I don't know. I thought it was funny to myself. But yeah. Similar to my last video, I sort of want to know what people think is going to be the outcome of this season. And I know that baseball really just got started a few days ago, and we have 160 more games of the season before the postseason, but everybody always makes early on predictions, and everybody has a team they root for or a player they like best. So I just want to know what other people think, because personally, I love the Yankees, but I'm not really sure if we're going to go to the postseason. Like, today's game is showing me that we have really weak pitching, and that's something they definitely need to address, and the hitting isn't on par with what it should be, even though it's the first few days of the season. That's why they have spring training. It's pretty much extended batting practice because everyone puts in players that are still in the minor leagues as pitchers just to try them out, but that's another topic. And for the Marlins, I'm definitely hoping that they're going to make it to the playoffs. I'm not sure if they'll be able to win the division versus the Phillies because their pitching staff is out of control, even though we did beat the Phillies yesterday. But they should be able to get a wild card spot, especially with the second wild card per division being added in this season. So it should be an interesting race because there's a lot of pretty decent teams in both leagues that are going to be able to compete for this. But side note, did anybody just see the play that just happened? I was at bat and I hit a rope over the second baseman, but the computer in this game is so perfect. He just swiped his hand up and caught it no problem. That's half of the reason I haven't been able to get much hitting done, is because every time I feel like I have a good hit, I just get stolen. But really, the theme in this game was I was a little bit impatient because I haven't gotten used to the faster pitching between the minor leagues and the major leagues in the game. So the pitching went from like 70 or 80 to high 80s or 90s, and I'm just not really keeping up with it yet. These are the only games I've played. I haven't played any much past this, but I should be able to get used to it. And actually, another important thing that came up in baseball news today is, if anybody was watching ESPN at all, I know you saw the Ozzie Guillen press conference, which was pretty much torture for an hour. And I wonder what you guys think about that, because personally, I think what the citizens in Miami did to him was pretty messed up. They just put him on blast pretty much, and they were even asking that he got fired and that he resigned, and they were boycotting him and saying all these ridiculous things. And really, I think they just took him completely out of context, and they translated it A, out of context, and B, from Spanish to English, and he was using pretty much slang from Venezuela, which is the country he was from. So when they translated it to perfect Spanish, then to English, and then took it just as a snippet of audio, it sounded like he was saying that he loved Fidel Castro for all the wrong reasons. And it's sort of like a blurry subject on how he really meant it, but either way, since when is somebody not allowed to say whatever they feel like it? It's a shame, but I just can't wait for his 5-game suspension to come to an end. But the video is coming to a wrap up, so I'll see you guys later. And as I'm saying this right now, the Yankees just scored in the top of the 12th. Got a pinch hit double, so hopefully we win. Later.